Hi, how's everyone? Um, I've been frantically busy finishing up this part two, but part three has kicked my ass, and I cried a lot. I lost sleep, and I didn't think that this series was gonna kick my ass, but it's kicking my ass. I had to go into some American history that I'd forgotten about, and it wasn't. It was traumatizing for me. So you'll know what I'm talking about once we get to part three. So part one looks like people don't really understand the title, or they don't know what predictive programming is. Um, it's very important because the elite put everything in front of your face. I mean, they've basically put their blueprints in the entertainment industry, and it's just right there. You just have to find it and recognize what it is. So I don't think people, it pisses me off. A lot of these gossip channels that just gossip about celebrities get so many hits, and it's all about what did Beyonce do yesterday, or who's having a problem with who, and I'm like, who cares? I'm getting to that point. I mean, sure, I've done Beyonce and that, but at some stage, you got to talk about more important things. I've kind of left that area. I mean, I did it, I've done it, I've been there, and I want to do something more important. I'm trying to deprogram people. I'm trying to deprogram your brainwashing and your mind control. And people are still arguing with me about the tranny thing. I was too busy building my channel and teaching people the basics and talking about the celebrity's agenda. And once I did that, I then went on to their gender and realized that they weren't who they seemed to be, and it pissed me off. And that's why I started doing it, because it's a massive deception. And the elite don't care that I'm teaching you about MK Ultra. Roseanne Barr came out and said Hollywood is run by MK Ultra. They told her to come out and say it. They don't care if you know this or this or this. They don't care. They want you to know that. It's what they don't want you to know that I'm trying to cover right now. This is what they don't want you to know. They don't want you to know that what you're looking at is not really a woman. And what you're looking at is not really a dude. That's what they don't want you to know. It's a secret. That's the part they don't want you to know. But people are fighting me on it, so I'm still going to do it. I don't care, because I think it's a huge deception, and it pisses me off. Whether you accept it or not, that's not my problem. It's not my problem. I didn't create Hollywood. I'm not part of the elite. I didn't create this abomination. So that's a rowdy kind of an intro. I'm just frustrated with some people. Seriously, even on my videos, they're like, "Yo, oh, now all of a sudden you're all about the trannies." I had to build my channel. I couldn't talk about trannies and the agenda at the same time. I was focusing on their agenda, which I did expose, and now I'm focusing on their gender. And at the same time, I will do their gender and their agenda at the same time, not just their gender, but the agenda, and do both together. That's what I'm doing now. So predictive programming. So hopefully you saw part one. If you didn't, jump off this video right now and go and watch part one. You're not going to understand what I'm doing here. Okay, so I took you for a little bit of a ride through predictive programming with 9/11, etc., etc. So I'm just going to jump into it now. Ooh, Mary's pissed off. Yeah, fuck's sake, yeah, I'm pissed off. So Seinfeld, which I made my own video on Seinfeld and Friends, which I've got and I watch. That's why I know the series so well. So we have here them sowing the seeds in the early 90s. Kramer kisses Jerry, and it's supposed to be fun. And this is how the elite plant seeds, like, right? So this is funny. So it's a big ha ha ha, but it's planting the seeds, because the whole homosexual thing wasn't really that. They started to do it during, the early 90s. So here we have Friends with Joey doing this, right? Kissing him. That's the same thing, pushing the homosexual agenda. And we have here, George is saying, George's girlfriend is asking him what's going on, and he said, I'm gay, I'm very gay, I'm steeped in gayness. So ha 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 ha. But there is no ha, there is no joke. This is predictive programming to make you accept what God doesn't accept. And I don't care if you come at me. I don't care, because God is not going to apologize for Sodom and Gomorrah. I'll tell you now. I've been there. I've been there at that water. That water's not normal. So this is, sowing the seeds. It's in comedy. Comedy is a very powerful medium, because they can make you accept things like this because you're laughing. You're too busy laughing to realize what you're laughing at. Comedy is a very powerful medium. That's why they use it so much. Okay, so this was the catchphrase. Not that there's anything wrong with it. And you remember when, in Seinfeld, this is the catchphrase. Not that there's anything wrong with that. And I couldn't be bothered doing the color sometimes. I've got black and white photos. In Friends, Rachel. So Winona Ryder appears on the show, and Rachel said that back at school that she made out with her. So she makes out with her, and then there's something, and then Phoebe goes and kisses, Jennifer Aniston. And so we have it here in Friends as well, but with the lesbian thing. And even my favorite show, it was my favorite show until I realized they're not women. There's Eva, so Gabrielle is kissing Terry, who plays Susan in Desperate Housewives, and this is again just making it seem okay. Nothing wrong with it. We've got to support the gays. It's okay to bash on the Muslims and butcher them around the world. It's okay to be racist and hate racial minorities, but let's give the gays all their rights, and let's be tolerant of the gays. That really, really ticks me off. So it's okay I hate some people, but the gays, oh no, you can't say anything about gays. Oh, it's not politically correct to say anything about the gays. They should be allowed to get married and do what. You can't say, but the Muslims, they're terrible people, and the whole racial thing with the in America that's still going on after Malcolm X, after Martin Luther King. We're still having the same problem. Man, I am so pissed today. Damn. I'm mad. I'm mad because of part 3, not because of what I'm doing now. And this is very interesting. I found this in Seinfeld. This is predictive programming at its best. Can you see the figure on the wall? People, Americans, do you know who that is? You want a closer look? Yes, it's Obama. That's how far they plan. They planned 9/11 for 50 years, maybe more. This is Obama in Seinfeld. This is predictive programming at its best. This is what they do. They leave little clues like that. They get bored. They have very high IQs and they get very bored. So they play. This is their, playing. They're playing. Yep. Obama. Wouldn't you know it? That's predictive programming at its best, right there. Decades and decades earlier, who knew? America's first black president. Okay, let's go through a few, and I've done this a couple of times. So we know Walt Disney. It was all connected to the CIA, and they used the Walt Disney cartoons to mind control and sexualize children. So we have a 666 in the name, and they've used a lot of subliminal sexual visual cartoons that are just unbelievable. Seriously, don't sit your kids in front of Disney movies, because you have no idea. On a subconscious level, the child picks up on things like this, right? You got Minnie Mouse, is it? And look at that. That is subliminal sexual messaging. And the mind picks it up, the subconscious mind. The conscious mind doesn't. So, and again, we have the pushing the homosexual, lesbian agenda in cartoons. So now children watching are like, Oh, okay, so it's okay to kiss a girl, right? Female children will watch this and say it's okay to kiss a girl. I know people are gonna come at me at this video. You know what? I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit because I am not gonna sugarcoat an abomination just to make you feel good. I'm not about that. I'm about telling the truth, both gloves on and both guns blazing. If you don't like it, get the fuck off right now. But don't bug me about it because I don't apologize, right? I don't apologize for what, whatever God hates, I hate the same thing, right? And, I mean, yes, they're human, but we know that and this is all, you see, this is how they are, this is how they mold children. Walt Disney is horrific when it comes to this stuff. You see the Lion King, looking at the stars, and look at the stars, it makes a sex. Unbelievable right there. Because these people have studied psychology. They know how the subconscious mind works. They know how it works. Mind control. Okay, so I've shown this before again. This is about 20 years old. It was Roger Rabbit or something. And she spreads her legs like a basic instinct, like Sharon Stone, how she spreads her legs. And I can't show it, but she's spreading her legs and she's showing genitalia. And they said, when the parents complained about it, they said it was a joke. But that they're not lying. It is a joke. It is a joke, and it's sexual, sexualizing children. Horrific. Here we have anal right in your face in the cartoons. So while you're cooking, your child is absorbing this. If you make the television a babysitter for your child, this is what they're seeing. And more. Thousands of other things that I can't show you. And so here we have Tangled, which makes a sex, the word sex, and what I've shown you. And here is a Lion King's face, which is actually the butt of a girl. So that's very, wow, that's charming. That's what they do. That's what they're good at. Look, a lot of people are onto Family Guy and The Simpsons because they've actually predicted a lot of celebrity deaths. I can't cover a lot here. So before Bruce became Caitlyn Jenner, they were already drawing him up as a woman. So this is what they do before it happens. And you see here, predicted Bruce's change to a woman years before. And again, they plan things in advance. These people don't do things like this spontaneously. They're not spontaneous. They have a blueprint. And go figure, Jay-Z's album Blueprint that was released on 9/11, that's exactly what it is. The New World Order is a blueprint. And they know what they're doing. Here's another one, Robin Williams, Family Guy's suicide prediction, right? And that's if he committed suicide. As we know, when a celebrity drops, there's no witnesses, and it's debatable on how or what happened. We've all been there. Okay, I'm going to go into the Mickey Mouse Club. Man, I'm not in a good mood today. Part 3, kick my ass, I swear to God. So, the Mickey Mouse Club, okay, when I first did Christina Aguilera, Ryan Gosling, and Britney Spears, I didn't know that they were actually transgender. So I was focusing on the MK Ultra and the fact that they're victims, and they are still victims because they were taken in young. What I didn't know was that I don't know about Justin Timberlake. I didn't study him, but I looked into Christina Aguilera, Britney, and Ryan Gosling, and they're all three of them are trans. They're all three. They're trans. I didn't know about that. I was focusing on MK Ultra, and I'm kind of glad I did it that way. And I'm kind of glad that that now my channel's built up so that now I can actually talk about their agenda, not just the agenda, but their gender. So we're gonna start with Christina, and I swear to God, these male to female trainers are all the same. They've all got long horse faces, huge forehead, and these weird necks. Look how young she is. Why is her neck so wrinkly? And what? Look, I didn't even have that, and I'm 43 this year. Look at my neck and look at her. Look how young she is, and you can see that this is just a really pretty boy, and you can see the brown the brow ridge here just sticking out right there. It's sticking out, and that's a dead giveaway. A brow ridge is a dead giveaway, and they're all the same. So this is a real woman's body, okay? If I was 20 kilos lighter, this is how I look, because I don't look like this, but I still have a hip indent above my belly button. This is a real girl. This is a real girl. This is how a real girl should look. And then when you take a look at Christina, you can see the problem. You see that? She is a castrati, hence her fantastic voice. She's a castrati. She was given hormones during her prepubescent, I hate that word, time, and their figures remain like little boys because they're castrated before they hit puberty. So she's a castrati, and her amazing voice is because she's got large lungs and a rib cage, and you can see the problem here. Okay, she's straight up and down. Look how long her arms are. A castrati has very long arms. Okay, so according to Tricks of the Trade, yes, I have been putting links of Tricks of the Trade. I like the fact that he says that from her pelvis to here, it goes above her hand. From the pelvis, it should go in the middle of her hand, but it doesn't. From the pelvis, it goes above the hand. That's a castrati. When they castrate them, before they hit puberty, they end up with these really long arms and straight like boy bodies. They end up like a boy that before he hits puberty. It's very obvious. And again, you see that straight, and these long arms. These long arms. She doesn't have very wide shoulders, but she has the other problems. Okay, so this is a real girl. Gotta drink the water. That's a real girl, okay? Real girls, their hips, there's a hip indent above the belly button, and they have these very, very like narrow shoulders. But look at here. When we put them together, look at the difference. You see the problem here. She's leaning to the side. This is the tranny move. They always do this. They'll lean to the side to make out like she has hips, but even when she's leaning, the other side is completely straight. You see, if this girl leaned to the side, she would still have a hip indent if she leaned to the side. And that's a trick that they use. But it doesn't, you can still see, when you're really a male, all the surgery and all the makeup in the world is not going to get rid of things like this. Sometimes they put hip fillers to fill in the hips to make them look like they've got hips, and it's hard to tell. But a lot of them they don't do anything. And here, look at this. Look at here, straight, completely straight. Nothing there. What Walt Disney, like Nickelodeon, was churning these. They had changed the sex, the gender of the kids, and nobody knew at that time. But you can see there, that's absolutely straight. Here's the tranny curve again. You see how she's curving to make it look like she's got hips, but look at that, straight. And that is a male stomach if I've ever seen one. This one doesn't have very wide shoulders, but she does have that long horse face. And again, no curves. This one, she's trying to lean, but you can see it's not happening. There's nothing here. It's just straight up and down. And again, with the face, she looks like a little boy here, I swear, with makeup. She looks like a boy. She looks like a boy with makeup. And when they get older, what happens is that even though they are injecting female hormones, Their masculine features start to come out when they get older, and then we have a problem, and that's how we catch them. This is the Adam's apple on her, right? And now you can see how wide the shoulders are and how huge that skull is. But that Adam's apple, they really can't do much about that except Photoshop, and sometimes they don't even Photoshop. They'll just leave it there. And she looks all kinds of. I'm not sure what's happened here. I don't know if she's had her lips filled, but this looks like just look at that jawline, just sharp jaw, just like a boy with makeup and a wig on. It looks like I'm not sure what's happening there. Okay, and here you can clearly see the Adam's apple. They don't even Photoshop that. You know why they don't Photoshop? Because they think, they have made you believe that Christina is a female, so you don't even look for it. Your eyes don't even see it. Once you find out that it's a male to female, it starts jumping out at you, and that's what happened with me. It started jumping out. That is an Adam's apple, undeniable. You can't deny that. And so as they get older, a problem starts to happen. They look deformed because they're trying to use surgery to try and stay as feminine as they can. But look at the mouth area. It's very strange. Big mouth, a big male mouth. And that very sharp jaw. And again, these shoulders are looking very wide, but they start falling apart. Surgery can't fix it. It's just, female hormones for decades and decades, it's abnormal. It's abnormal to put female hormones in men. And as they get older, what did I say? They fall apart. Look how old she looks here, and she's younger than me. Look at this. What is this? It just struggling to even look like a woman at this stage. It looks like an old woman with it looks like a dude with a wig and really bad makeup, They really start to fall apart. So, while they're young, they maintain a certain look that deceives people and makes people think that they're female, and they do a good job of it. It's very Unless you have your forensic glasses on and you take a look, it's hard. But again, they all fall apart once they get older. All right, not so beautiful. Look at this. What a hot mess, right? They're just struggling to maintain that feminine look when they're in fact masculine. Look how far back their hair recedes. That's way back, and the whole face is just falling apart completely. J-Lo. I did J-Lo. Go check my video out. And Beyonce. Both of them just falling apart. Because it's so hard to keep that, right? To try and stay looking feminine. They just fall apart. Okay, now we'll do Britney. I was surprised about Britney because I did a video on her. Feel very sorry for her. So Britney was obviously a boy, and you could look how wide the mouth area is, and if you take the hair off, that's a little boy, That's a little boy. And even in the neck, what's happening with the neck at this young age? It's very, very strange. That's very strange. What is this around the neck? But you can see the sharp jawline and this big mouth and the far set eyes, which is a male feature. Okay, look at this. Absolutely no curves, straight up and down. Look how long these arms are. Let me. Straight up and down, no curves, and the arms are so long because she's a castrati. Now, not all castratis end up with great voices. Britney Spears never ended up with a great voice. But this is, again, they look like little boys. with wigs on. It's a boy body, straight up and down, no curves, and very, very long arms. Here again, look at this, completely straight, and look at the arm, look at the hand, and it's way see if you go from the pelvis to the hand, it's above the hand. It's castratis always end up with very, very long arms and very, very big rib cages. So, I mean, look at this. Look at this. The shoulders wider than look at that male stomach. No hip indent. Very muscular arms for that, and a big head on that body. Look at that big head. It's not proportional. It doesn't. It's weird. It looks like very strange. Okay, so here again, you don't even need to analyze it. I mean, look at it. Look at it. Straight. Prepubescent. Castration. Castrati. So as they get older, like I said, their masculine features start to come out. Look at these arms. Look at this. This is not just a fit person. These muscles are a manly feature. And look at this. Straight male stomach and male muscles, right? They struggle as they get older. Really shows. Look at what a tranny manny this is. Look at this. Turning to the side to try and give it some curves where there's no curves. And look at that huge head and those wide shoulders that are wider than the pelvis. What a tranny manny photo. I hate this photo. This is a dude with a shit ton of makeup and a wig, and wow. I mean, they are victims in the sense that, the adults that were over them as children switch their agenda without them asking them to. So the problem is the lie continues as they get more famous. They're not allowed to tell people that they're trans. Here we have another one. Straight. Look at that. Wide shoulders, wider than the pelvis. Wide. And Brittany has a huge neck. That is one huge neck. Huge neck. So, like I said, castratis have huge rib cages. Male rib cages. Male. Men have huge rib cages. Women have smaller rib cages. And again, she's straight. And she reminded me of a photo of Marilyn Monroe. If you can see here, you see here, Marilyn has massive male ribs because Marilyn was a dude, and very long arms, just like Britney, right? And nothing there, just straight. And this gives the illusion of hips, but they have massive ribs. Castratis have massive ribs. Man, I'll show you a photo of Ariana Grande one day. Freak you out. So, yeah, very, very big neck. Woo! That is one big neck. Big neck, wide shoulders. And look at this falling apart. Look at this. Look at this hot mess. Look at them. This should be screaming at you. If this isn't screaming at you, you need glasses. Look at this male face. Look at all these wrinkles around her mouth. I am older than her. I don't have that. And these huge shoulders. But look at that. That should be screaming at you. That should be screaming at you. Manny tranny face. So here's Britney Spears at the beach, okay? And everyone's like, wow, she has a hot body, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, well, this is what a real girl looks like, okay? This is a fit girl. This is what a girl looks like. You see her hip indent, and this photo, it looks like she has a little bit of, it's probably just some weight or water retention or something, but she still doesn't have that kind of hip indent. And this girl's real skinny, but she still has a hip indent. So here, this should be screaming out to you as well. Big head, huge neck, wide shoulders, right? And that huge mouth, which is a male feature. She's got a huge mouth. And again, falling apart. They fall apart. They fall apart as they get older. You can start seeing you start seeing their male features. They fall apart. With all the surgery and all the money and everything, they fall apart. Because it's not normal for a male to take female hormones. They fall apart. Ryan Gosling, who I believe was switched from a girl to a boy. I'm sorry for all the girls who thought he was hot. I thought he was hot too, but no. They've switched this from, there's very, very few female to males in Hollywood. Very few. A lot of them are male to female. But this is a female to male. And you can see the small, delicate features on his face. Small, no eyebrow, the eyebrow ridge is not protruding. Very small face, small ears, small, very delicate features and eyes close together. That's a female. So I'm gonna let you look at this photo. Hot, right? Looks hot, right? You think it's hot? Okay. I'm gonna show you what this really is. It's a female. Female to male. And this female was lucky that it had broad shoulders. But look at the hip indent, still there. You cannot get rid of the hip indent with male hormones. It doesn't go away. Okay? So let's take a look at Ryan Gosling and other forensics who've taken a look at him. Look at the hip indent on Ryan Gosling coming out there. Look at the hip indent. Look at the hip indent. Look at that. It goes in, it goes out. It goes in, it goes out. Just like this one, because this is a female to male. It goes in, it goes out. It goes in, it goes out. Same. Ryan Gosling is female to male. Sorry, but it's true. So when he sits down, you can see that, oh, my pen fell. You can see that he actually doesn't have very broad shoulders and he's sitting in a very feminine kind of position. I haven't seen a guy sit like this. But you can see his shoulders are not that broad. You see that small face with the delicate features and the little ears and everything's little, right? That's female to male. Another one who isn't in the Mickey Mouse one that I threw in for good measure was Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber, everybody knows, okay? And it's the same thing. It goes in, it comes out. It goes in, it comes out. Because the hip indent doesn't go away with male hormones. Female to male. Again, it goes in, it goes out. It goes in, it goes out. Just like this, female to male. This is a female to male body. You see it? Do you see it? It goes in, it goes out, and he's leaning to the side too, and still it's not straight. Goes in, it goes out, in, out, male to female. And mind you, this male to female was transgendered as an adult, and look how convincing it is. If you saw this on the street, girls would be like, "Damn, that's fine." And if only you knew it's a woman. And these take hormones as adults and still without the Hollywood surgeons and all that. Look how convincing it is. And these are normal people. Imagine what they do in Hollywood when they start giving Shiloh, Angelina Jolie is giving Shiloh male hormones at the age of 2. And Shiloh is looking all kinds of like a boy, and she's not even what, 8, 7? These are adults doing it, and look how convincing it is. It's very easy to do, especially when you do it when they're little kids. When they're little kids and you start injecting them with female hormones, by the time they hit 15, it's hard to tell if it's a girl or a boy. Oh, I am doing Ariana Grande. Nickelodeon has the same problem. I forgot to include Miley Cyrus. My bad. Nickelodeon, same problem. Satanic, and whoever is came out of Nickelodeon, probably a trans. I'm not sure. I didn't actually wait. Miley Cyrus was with Disney. Yeah, no, but I didn't do Miley. And this one is so easy. This should be screaming at you. Look at that Adam's apple. Look how huge that neck is, and that, oh my, jawline. Oh my God, and those wide shoulders. They should be screaming out at you. Like I said, they don't care if they leave the Adam's apple there because people think it's a girl. And they don't think to look that the brain doesn't register when you don't have forensic glasses on. Doesn't register. Look at this. Manny tranny right here. So, a castrato is a type of classical male singing voice equivalent to that of a soprano or mezzo-soprano. The voice is produced by castration of the singer before puberty. And then they end up with these amazing voices like Ariana Grande. Amazing voice because she's a castrati. Okay. Castration before puberty prevents a boy's larynx from being transformed by the normal physiological events of puberty. As a result, the vocal range of prepubescence is largely retained and the voice develops into adulthood in a unique way. Prepubescent castration for this purpose diminished greatly after the 1870. So the castrati often grew unusually, as did the bones of their ribs. They have unrivaled lung power and breath capacity. So the range was higher than that of an uncastrated male, right? So they have she's a castrati who ended up with an amazing voice because they got her before puberty. That's why she has this voice. That's why nobody can sing like her. Nobody can sing like Mariah Carey. Nobody can sing like Whitney Houston because they're all castratis. All castratis, to my shock and horror. I was shocked and horrified. But you know what? I want the truth even if it hurts me. I look for it and I'm still learning. I'm still learning myself. You never ever stop learning in this life. No one's a professional at anything, but castratis have long arms, longer than normal females because they are castrated before they hit puberty and given hormones. Look at this. No female body, none, straight up and down. And look where her pelvis is and look where it goes, above her head. That looks like a freaking orangutan. They have arms like that. Wow. So, again, before surgery, look at this boy body. That's what happens when they get him pre-puberty. They end up with these boy bodies. She was flat, small, straight, nothing, no feminine features on her. Everybody used to say that she looked like a little girl. Not like a little girl. She looks like a little boy. And remember I talked about I don't know where. About the rib cage. Marilyn Monroe and Britney Spears' huge male ribs, right? Because Britney's a castrati as well. Look at these ribs. These are male protruding ribs. A female does not have ribs like this. It's so disturbing to me. Look how disturbing that is. She's a castrati. That's why she ended up with that voice. And then, but still, straight, flat, nothing on this girl. I think she had a boob job because she was completely flat and straight. Same. They're all the same. Castratis are all the same. Long arms and straight up and down. And whatever boobs they have is all fake. Like Britney, like Beyonce here, completely long arms, straight. It's all mind control. They've brainwashed us, and we think we're seeing a woman, and we're not. So Oprah Winfrey, I did a video on her. Oprah Winfrey was used to take middle white America, especially white Christians, was used to take them away from Christianity and into the New Age movement, which is actually the teachings of Aleister Crowley. And this was a huge mind control, not just on America, on the world, because I grew up with Oprah, right? Worth a pretty penny, 3.2 billion. I think she's worth more than that, 3.4. You wonder how a woman can get this kind of money unless her agenda was extraordinary. And she had an extraordinary agenda. Nobody knew at the beginning. They just kept like creeping. You know, in the first part of her career, she was just doing, you know, stories about people and this and that. And then it started to get, you know, pace, and she got more and more popular, giving away free toasters. Yeah! Free toaster! Yeah! You want to see an American go crazy? Give them something for free. That's what I say. Sorry to Americans, but it's true. She would give away, like, I don't know, a CD, and people will lose their minds and flip out. But nobody knew. Nobody knew that her agenda, nobody knew. And apparently there are some videos who also said that this is a male to female. So so I don't know. But in the early years, she was just doing those, you know, kind of videos, you know, that make people want to watch her, you know, just about people and their stories and things that they've done. And then she gained momentum. Here's her before and after. And look, that's very straight. That's very straight. And that's also a fractured mind, an MK, that she has a like an alter ego, or right. But she was in it right from the beginning, right? This is a very old shot, and she's doing the 60s. She was in it, right? They chose her. They chose her for a reason. And down with them symbols. Yep, all up in it. Oprah was just in her element. Oprah was in her element, and she was making Christians, you know, or slowly trying to make them think that, you know, the Aleister Crowley of God is in me, or I am God, or I am, and all of this, and try and slowly get them away from Christianity, or away from whatever religion they were, and start releasing these funny little books of hers that were all based on Aleister Crowley teachings, and she mind controlled the world. Mind controlled the world with her funny little books, right? Like The Secret, right? Funny little books. And that people would go on about and go and buy whatever Oprah was reading, they would read, right? And all these books have Aleister Crowley teachings in them. All these funny little Oprah books have, right? Eat, Pray, Love, and then Fornicate. I saw the movie. She ate, she prayed, and then she let some foreign guy tap that thing. So eat, pray, and fornicate. That's the message. I don't know about The Secret, but this is very insidious, this book. Don't be getting these books. You don't be needing none of these books. These books are not from God. These are satanic books. But she did her job, right? Well done. 25 years, giving shit away for free, and mind controlling people that, you know, to have, you know, be a free thinker, and to get into the new age kind of free thinking and spirituality, which has nothing to do with religion. And she did her job. And then she comes out with this pastor. I put the TV on one morning, I think it was last week, on a Sunday, and this dude jumped on my TV. And I'm like, I already did this dude in my Oprah one. This guy flashes so many 666, it's unbelievable. And with this, the power of I am. Oprah and Pastor Joel Osteen discuss how to make the best of the life you're living and reveal the power of two simple words. I am. I am, which in the Bible is I am God. And they cut the God part out and left I am. So it's all about the self and nurturing the self, and it's all about spirituality and things in the air that don't make sense, and it's all Aleister Crowley crap, just in a very nice kind of a package. And she has her own network, which is New World Order. Obviously, this is a high. The elites really, wow. They used her. She was very successful. That's why she's worth billions of dollars. That's why she's wicked as. Wicked as. You know how wicked you have to be a female and to be worth $3.2 billion? Do you have any idea what kind of rituals she does? You know, probably in her schools in Africa, how many girls got molested in those schools? Go to my Oprah Winfrey video. So the Oprah effect. Beware of false prophets. Because that's what she is. She's a false prophet. And her teachings will take you to hell. So I was going to do this, but okay. So let's go a little bit into music predictive programming with the pedophile stuff that is just unbelievable. So many channels are covering it. Pedophilia is a massive problem in the music industry. Apparently, Justin Bieber came out and talked about pedophiles, and then I found out that it wasn't true, but I think it is. And if he has said it, he has broken his oath and he's in big trouble. If he said it, he's in big trouble. Age ain't nothing but a number. It started in the 90s and it was and the song was cute. Age ain't nothing but a number, throwing down ain't nothing but a thing, right? But hidden message. Age ain't nothing but a number. It doesn't matter what age you are. It doesn't matter what age the person is who you want to have sex with. It doesn't matter what age, right? So that's what it was all about. And she was underage while R. Kelly was handling her. Underage, promoting, right? Underage sex. And miserable. Aaliyah is so miserable because she is being abused constantly over and over and over and over. But she survived this. So this is basically what it is. Alright? Alright? If people think that this is not possible, yeah, it's not possible. Did you ever think that the homosexual movement was possible? That it was possible for them to marry each other? 50 years, people didn't think that was possible. This is very possible in the next 20 years. Because age ain't nothing but a number. It doesn't matter how small these kiddies are, right? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how small they are. And that's what they like. Sexualizing, well, this is a mani tranny, but still, this is what they like. With the dolls and that, behind her, and it's sick. Okay, let's look at the music industry and politics, how sometimes they come together. So Beyonce was the face of Black Lives Matters and also the face of martial law and FEMA camps. She was doing a lot of predictive programming through her performances, right? So they chose her for the job. So, right? They chose her for the job to create. So Black Lives Matter will actually create riots, which once the whole of America goes into rioting, that's when martial law will kick in. So her performances were done in a very kind of military way, and her dance performances. This is all predictive programming of martial law and SWAT teams and what's going to happen later. And even in her song, she was rioting. In her Lemonade album, rioting, right? Putting it into people's minds, to riot. It's all predictive programming. And then they used Ariana Grande for the UK fiasco, which we know was a false flag. So Ariana here, fully wicked with the 2 pyramids and a 666, who is a little mani tranny, right? They've used her for the UK, and so her sales went up, and she was elevated in status, and everything, she benefited greatly. Although she has stated that she hates her fans and she wished that they would die, which is funny because later, after the whole incident happened, nobody mentioned that. So the Illuminati card game that I showed you, remember the 90s card game has a card of something's about to go down in London, because according to this card, it's chaos and anarchy. So we're still waiting for this. Not sure when this is going to happen. So we had Drake doing the predictive programming before the UK incident, the false flag, and he was up doing his right? So this was all predictive programming right here. The whole performance and the name of the song, predictive programming, and they always do it. They love doing it before a major event goes down. And as we know, it was rehearsed a year earlier because that's what they do. They will rehearse it and then they'll actually do it. So you have drills with crisis actors. It's hysterical because they use crisis actors, and it's always a drill and it's a false flag. So okay, they don't work anymore, right? We know. So this in the UK, it's at the end of the day, what it all goes down to is basically FEMA camps, 800 FEMA camps across America, but they're not going to hit America first. They're going to hit the countries where people are unarmed, like the UK, even Australia. We are not armed here, and America is going to be a very difficult one. But they have their FEMA camps ready to go with staff and everything. So a lot of people will die. They'll end up in these maybe 6, 7 bodies will fit in that thing. And here Kanye West has done the clothes for. These are actually for FEMA camp. That's why the clothes look so horrible, right? Predictive programming is terrible. So basically that's what it's about. Predictive programming for martial law to be activated, not just in America, around the world, because it's a new world order. Let's look at blood sacrificing, predictive programming of celebs who ended up killed after certain things were shown. So when Amy Winehouse saw this, she said that she would be. This was a kind of a figure. I don't know if it's a real girl or it's a wax thing, but she said when she saw this, she said, "I'm going to be dead at 27," and that's exactly what happened. She died at 27, and they murdered her. Right. So here in Will Smith's comedy in the 90s, the Prince of Bel Air, was it? He's saying, what happened to the Whitney Houston cutout? And he said she fell apart in the shower. This is predictive programming decades before Whitney Houston even died. Right? And then she dies in 2012, and that's predictive programming, and they love doing that. They love doing that. So we have one here. We have Prince here, shown years ago with Homer Simpson, and Homer Simpson actually kills him, and then Prince dies, years after this. I'm not sure when they did it, but this is predictive programming. They're showing you, and it's a ha-ha joke to them. It's funny to them, because they're mocking people and they're mocking us, And then they did a mock-up of how he looked like, in the elevator when he died. Okay, so now we have Proof, Eminem's best friend, who in Toy Soldiers, Proof actually dies, right? They show Proof dying. So Proof gets hit in the video with bullets, and he dies. And that's exactly what happened. Proof ends up getting shot and dies for real. That's why this is predictive programming in music. And here we have, right, David Bowie. Here we have Prince again, right? And David Bowie died first, and then it was Prince. So the Simpsons do it a lot. And again, here's Bruce Jenner as a woman, right? This is Family Guy. Okay, we have the same one. And even down to this of Lady Gaga coming down from her thing with something attached to her. It's the same thing. This is predictive programming. This was drawn before this happened. It's extraordinary. That's why I'm telling people, you got to watch out for stuff like this. Now, Jay-Z has been, in predictive programming, has been murdered in the Nas song, is Ether or Ether. Okay, so he gets shot at the beginning of the song. This is predictive programming. This is why I say they're going to take him out. This is why I made videos about Jay-Z. He's done. He's going to be out of here very soon, because it was already shown in 2001 that he gets shot. He gets shot in the video. And this is not, the elites won't leave this there. They won't allow this if this is not going to happen. He gets shot. Boom, 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 boom. He gets shot at the beginning. Just saying. Another one. Brittany Murphy. Her last movie, Deadline, and she's in a bathtub. And how did she die? In the movie, she's wearing a red dress and she's in a bathtub. Red is a sacrificial color. Brittany Murphy dies in her shower. And this is again predictive programming. This is what they do. Okay. Now, I'm only going to talk a very little amount about Trump because my part 3 is going to be easily 1.5 hours. So we have Trump. Not only did the Simpsons predict Trump's winning, they even predicted the electoral map and they got it right. Okay, so now we have predictive programming. Year 2000, that's how far they plan ahead. To 2015. They plan. That's why you have to be aware of this stuff. Okay? What you think is entertainment is actually predictive programming. Yes. This is all predictive program. Look at this. 2007, 2014, 2004, 2015, 2000, 2016. Look at this. It's predictive programming. That's why I'm trying to tell people you got to be aware and awake of this stuff before it happens, not after it happens. After it happens, it's too late. You got to catch it before. All right. I didn't like Trump. I was against Trump because Black Child made a video that made me against Trump. And then Black Child flipped and said that Trump was better than Hillary, which he is. But I still had a problem with Trump. Then I saw this. And this, JFK. He's going to go against the elites. They're going to take him out. And then I was like, holy shit. He is different. He's not like the other presidents. No, he's not. This made me change my mind. And this opened me up to what's really going on. They don't draw stuff like this for nothing. What is happening here? This is an assassination of Trump, who is the 45th president. 459. 9, sacrificial blood sacrifice number. It's a number of completion. Number 9. Remember the game I told you about in the 90s that came out with all these cards? And 2 of these cards were 9/11. Remember this stuff? All these cards that I showed you? The game? And this? Did I slow down? Yeah. Right? 1995. And this is exactly predicted. There is a card in this game about Trump. This is frightening. Anytime any place, our snipers, and it says something about snipers, anytime and any place, enough is enough. You see what's going on here? A game that was released in the 90s is talking about Trump in a way that says they're going to off him. This is what I think is happening. And I'm going to get more into it in part 3. Part 3 is all Trump. And the other presidents. I'm throwing everybody under the bus. I am. A demon cannot look at a human being. He can't. Okay. Thank you for watching. If I've said anything to upset anybody, I'm really sorry. Part 3 has got me so upset and so freaked out that I'm just kind of emotional. Right? But if I've said anything to offend anyone, my bad. You know, I'm just, wow. This series is just, part 3 has just killed me. It's the most difficult video I've ever done. So anyway, thank you for watching me. Hi to all my regulars. Hi to the new people and to the other people who are trolls and whatever. Go suck an egg. Bye.